If you ever get confused by layouts in AutoCAD, especially the difference between the model and layout tab down at the bottom, then today's video is for you. In under 10 minutes, I'm going to explain how layouts work, best practices, tips, tricks, as well as setup. This is going to help with new users or any users that started before layout tabs were introduced or you just never really got into them. Let's jump right into today's video and get started. So first up, this is the model space within AutoCAD. In most default setups, this is going to be your black kind of background modeling screen. This is where you're going to be using the majority of your drafting and design tools. All of the objects and designs we create within AutoCAD should be done and drawn in model space. To make sure you're in model space, you can look down at the bottom of the screen and make sure the model tab is selected. This is where you're going to be able to zoom in and out and pretty much to infinity. You can make your projects as large or as small as you would like. You're always going to want to draw at 1:1 within your model space. That is, drawing things at the size that they are in real life. For civil projects like I primarily work on, we're going to be drawing things that are meters or feet or kilometers or miles long, and you're going to keep all of those dimensions the same as they are in the real world. The same would be said for a mechanical drawing like this example here today. You can see this bracket part is drawn in a real dimension, whether that is 4 inches wide or 4 millimeters or 4 centimeters, it doesn't matter. You're going to set your units and draw things at 1:1 in model space. Now, where this can get tricky for some people is when to use layout tabs. By default, you're going to have a layout 1 tab, and that is something like this. It's going to have a single viewport that you can double click within and then use your mouse pan button, so clicking down on the middle wheel, or moving, you can move around the model space. A viewport is this box here within your model space that allows you to view or zoom in and out to your model space. It's a window from layout to model. This is where all of your scaling is going to be done. And in layout space, or as it used to be more commonly known as paper space, this is where your paper sheet exists. This is where you're going to add things like title blocks, client logos, notes, legends, text, and more. All of this is going to be done in these layout tabs. This is why you can have as many layout tabs as you want, basically, in any AutoCAD drawing. You're going to have multiple sheets showing what's drawn in your model space. This could be different views and perspectives of your parts or different areas of a larger site or floor plan. Each layout is going to be a plotted sheet or PDF, and you can have as many of those as you'd like, as I mentioned. Once you get your layout set up, it will look something like this. You may have 2 viewports, which are 2 windows into your model space, showing the objects as they are in there. If you double click on one of them and use that mouse button to pan around or zoom in and out, you can see that you're just looking through a window into model space. If I undo that here, you can check and view the scale that any viewport is at by simply selecting the viewport and looking down here on the bottom right. This flyout here is going to allow you to change and select a standard scale. You can also create custom ones. I've got videos on that as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later. One of the biggest mistakes newer AutoCAD users make, and older ones as well, is that they will scale or change the size of the objects in their model space based on the size of sheet or scale they want to print their drawings at. There's no need for this, and in fact it will often lead to mistakes and errors with scaling, or if someone else opens up the drawing and doesn't know that you've done this. By drawing everything at 1:1 in your model space, you ensure that your dimensions are always correct, because if somebody measures a distance on your drawing, whether that's a building footprint or a part dimension, they're going to get the correct size because it is drawn at actual size. All of that scaling can be done by simply zooming in and out or changing the scale on your viewport within your paper space or layout tab. Now, when it comes to creating new layouts, you've got a few options. The easiest way is to simply click the plus sign and it's going to just create a new one. But The simpler and more direct way is to create and set up one layout, and once you're happy with it and it's set up the way you'd like, you can simply right click on that layout tab and choose move or copy. I like to move them to the end and choose create copy. This is going to copy the layout, and moving it to the end is just going to put it at the end of this list for you to be able to select later. Now I've got an exact copy of my previously set up one, so I don't need to add or edit my title block, notes, or parts list. I can simply move the view around, zoom in or out, and then now that I double click out, I can move my paper around. If I go back to the old one, it's still set up the way I had it, and the new sheet has the separate view. You can make a new sheet for every view, a new sheet for every drawing, but these are what you're going to be plotting when you're done with your design. Once you're happy with your viewport locations, if we go back to this last one here, you can simply lock the viewports, right-clicking on them and choosing display lock and setting it to yes, or clicking the little lock symbol down in the bottom right is going to ensure that you cannot accidentally move your views if you select them and try to pan and move around. This is a great way to signify that you are kind of happy with your viewport and layout for your drawing and locking it into place. Now when you go to plot, which can be done by right-clicking on any tab and choosing plot, or simply typing in the word plot and hitting enter. Once you've got that set up, you can hit the preview button here to view what your drawing is going to look like. You can see this looks like a pretty professional and set up drawing right off the bat. Hitting escape will exit that preview, and you can change any settings for your printing and plotting within this dialog here, including the plotter name or type. By default, I typically plot to PDF, but you could change this to an actual physical printer or plotter if you'd like. You can select your sheet size here, as well as any style tables, which I won't get into in today's video, but these are going to change how the lines and colors are displayed. The AutoCAD or AutoCAD one by default is just going to show everything the way it looks within your layout. Monochrome is going to turn everything to black and white, which is probably the most typical and standard plot style and method within AutoCAD. It's rare that you're going to be plotting with a lot of colors unless you're in more of an architectural or landscape design discipline. Once you're finished with all of your settings, hitting OK will allow you to plot to PDF, choosing the location to save that file. Now, back to recap the difference between model space and layout space. Model space is where your design model lives, whether this is a 2D part, a 3D design or model, or an entire site plan or subdivision plan. All of that exists in your model space at all times at 1:1 scale. Each layout tab is like a piece of paper. That's why they were called paper space in the past and still within many industries. Each paper or layout tab is a different drawing that you can plot individually or as part of a package. Each of these can have their own title blocks, scales, definitions, notes, and legends, but they can all be contained within the same drawing. You're only going to have one model tab, but you can have practically as many layout tabs as you'd like. A good piece of advice though would be to limit that to only a handful to keep drawing sizes down and avoid a cluttered and confusing drawing file. You can always make copies of your drawing files or use XREFs, which is even better, to bring base line work into different production drawing files, but that's a little bit different than what we're talking about today. Now, if you'd like to learn more about AutoCAD, including getting all of my layouts, templates, and cheat sheets, as well as my AutoCAD Fundamentals and Workflows course, where we go through setting up drawing templates, layers, XREFs, sheets, plotting, packaging files, and a ton more. You can get that right now discounted at the link up above and down below, where I include all of that and more in the new Complete CAD Toolbox package. Now, one of my favorite tips and tricks is the ability to copy layouts that you've previously set up in other drawings into a new or different drawing. This is super simple, and I'm going to show you the easiest trick to do that right now. So if you hold down the control button and tap the number 2, this is going to work in PC or Mac. It's going to bring up the design center within AutoCAD. Now the trick here is to have both drawings open, since it'll save you a little bit of time, although you can browse for the drawing you're looking for in the folders tab here. Now what I'd like to do is copy this setup layout here, since it's got my notes, a table, my title block, and 2 viewports pre-set up. I'd like to copy that into this drawing here, where I've got a couple parts modeled here, but I don't really have the drawing setup that I'd like. I'd like to copy the layout from the previous drawing. So we're going to go to Open Drawings. We're going to hit the drop down for the square flange, and we're going to go to Layouts. Now I can simply right click on that layout and click Add Layout. It's going to bring the layout I had created in that other drawing directly into this drawing. Now I can simply edit by unlocking these viewports and move around, select the new view, change the scale, and I've got this drawing almost completed, simply because I copied the layout from another drawing. Now what's even better is to pre-set up your title blocks and templates in a DWT file, which I teach how to do in that course I mentioned earlier, where you'll add all of the common sheet sizes, plot settings, title blocks, logos, text, notes, all of that to your template file. And then every time you create a new drawing by hitting this new drawing button, you're going to get all of those pre-set up, ready to go whenever you create a new CAD drawing. With one click, I've already got every layout I need, all of the layers I like to use for it, as well as all of my blocks, styles, and settings included in my template and ready to go. But that's all for today's video. Hopefully that explains the difference between models and layout tab a little bit better. But if you have any questions, don't forget to leave them down below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because I post a new video every week, and I'm here to help you learn AutoCAD and take your skills to the next level. Cheers and have a good one.